Hello, and welcome to a lore full of Destiny. I'm Alan.
And I am Mark.
And we are going to take you through the lore of Destiny. Are you excited about this?
You say I should be excited about it, so I'm excited about it.
Okay, so first some context. I've played a lot of Destiny.
I was your roommate while Destiny came out, your housemate when Destiny came out, so I remember how much you played it when it came out.
So by proxy, you've also played a lot of Destiny. I'm going to switch to laser pointer mode here so I can point out.
Very good.
So here's a sphere. Here's the Destiny logo. Here's the Destiny text.
I don't know that much about the story of Destiny. I just remember there's a lot of hype, and people said this is going to change storytelling forever.
It's in games, and it was going to be a 10-year. It's going to be a 10-year game.
Yeah,
called Destiny.
It's longer than a presidency.
Longer than most presidencies.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to dissect the lore of Destiny.
Good.
Me being the person who's played it, Mark being the person who has not played it. We're going to start with the trap. Wow, this is kind of annoying to have this all over the place, but here, I'll hide it down here.
Could have just not used it.
I could have, but it's very fun. Okay, and it adds some motion, which I feel like is important.
So that is the Destiny logo.
This is the Destiny logo.
It's like on the box and stuff, right?
It's on. Yeah, it's all over the place. It is in the shape of
an astronaut,
a ghost,
a
ghost, which we may tackle in a future episode.
So this isn't the kind of ghost that I would see at Halloween.
No, different kind of ghost.
Okay.
And this episode is going to be focused on the Traveler.
Okay.
All right. This is the Traveler.
Big ball.
So questions.
Yes. Okay. So this is the exposure I have is you got the game when it came out, and then you played the opening cinematic, and I said, "Wow, that looks interesting."
Sure.
And that's basically my main exposure.
Okay.
And then also seeing you play the same levels over and over again. I'm not sure I understand all that, but
yeah, that is a lot of what you do, but that's fine. So these are astronauts.
I believe it.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And this is Mars. They're on Mars.
Sure.
Yeah. And they're making the discovery of a lifetime here on Mars because they're cresting this ridge and discovering this gigantic sphere.
So this is basically lifted from 2001.
Yes, it is a bit of an homage to 2001 for sure.
It seems more lifted, except in 2001 when they discover a Sentinel on the moon.
A Sentinel? I thought it was.
Well, the monolith.
The monolith was on Earth and the Sentinel was on the moon.
Well, I believe. Well,
it was another monolith.
No, yeah. Well, I guess the original story was called the Sentinel, so it was called a Sentinel in the story. Was it Mars or the moon? I forget.
It was the moon.
Well, I forget what was in the story.
And it let off that crazy sound.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then I stopped watching that movie because that was too scary.
Have you not seen it?
I've seen it. I just under duress.
Jurassic Park. So I can believe there could be a monolith on the moon, and this seems to be like a sub-planet, just kind of like that's hidden on Mars.
So the confusing thing about this is it's as if like this is sort of this. So it's framed as if they take a mission to Mars and it's like, whoa, where'd this thing come from when they get there? And it seems unlikely that this thing would enter into the solar system without them knowing or having some awareness of it. I mean,
also they're on foot, so must be very close to the landing site.
Yeah, which would seem to mean, maybe we could use this to infer that they knew about this thing being here and they took a trip to Mars to land near it to investigate it.
I mean, we have eyes on Mars. We know what's going on.
We have eyes on parts of Mars. There's a lot of Mars out there, though.
I'm sure between the eyes on Mars and different things in the solar system, we probably have a pretty good handle on whether a big ball would show up.
Sure. Yeah.
Are we supposed to decide like it cloaked itself or something hand wavy like that?
Possibly. I mean, it is. So, well, we should explain what this thing is.
It looks like, is it a spaceship?
It is not a spaceship. It is well, I don't know if it's an organism. It's a being. It's a being.
Okay.
It is called the Traveler.
Sure.
Here's some more pictures. Whoop. There we go. Here's some more pictures of it. This is it over Earth now.
Sure. In what meaningful sense is it a being?
But this is it. You see it's scarred here.
It looks like the Universal Studios logo.
Exactly. So, well, it's a being in that it has some consciousness and awareness of things, but doesn't appear to have an ability to communicate. So that part's kind of weird.
That seems okay. So let's define what an organism is.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to be alive. Is it meaningfully alive?
Well, define alive.
I would say, is it capable of reproduction?
Well, there's only one of it in the universe.
That seems to be a strike against it.
So, well, but it could do what is it? Mitosis. Mitosis.
But can it though?
It's mitosis, right?
But can it though?
Is it mitosis or meiosis?
Okay, well,
I
describe
think it's mitosis.
What does that is it conscious?
It certainly has an awareness of things.
I mean,
so
in the words of David Chalmers defining consciousness, is there something it is like to be like it?
Something that what?
Is there something it is like to be like it? This is based upon the classic essay on consciousness. What is it like to be a bat? So to compare the difference, like let's say you write a computer program, is there anything it's like to be a computer program? And the answer is really no, you can't imagine what it's like to be it. But could you imagine being a bat? Yes, that's something you could actually imagine, the feeling of being a bat.
Sure.
Is there a feeling of being a traveler?
Yeah, I think it's a feeling of well, okay, so there's a lot of background.
Does
here.
it suffer?
Oh yeah. It gets wounded.
No, but that's physical damage, but does it suffer?
It seems to. So here's what happened.
I mean, like your stove gets physical damage.
Sure.
But your stove doesn't suffer.
Okay. Well, here let me give you its step-by-step story.
Good.
Okay. So this thing is out in the universe, right? And
I feel like I'd rather start earlier than that.
Okay. So the universe starts.
Yeah.
Bang.
Big one.
A big bang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Creates a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helium and hydrogen.
Helium, hydrogen, and traveler.
I mean, really, is that the story? It's the beginning of the
Well,
universe?
I don't. It's been around for a long time.
And unknown?
Unknown. You don't know a whole lot much. Don't know that much about it because it doesn't talk. It doesn't communicate.
How is it different than a planet?
It communicates through this guy. We'll get to him in a
little
little
rock? Like, I don't understand why
it's because it communicates through this guy. This guy talks, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Well, according to that guy.
Well, yeah, that guy does. That is a good theory. That maybe that guy is just.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who say they can talk to the moon.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that makes the moon alive.
Okay, so here's the thing, though.
I'll just say right now,
Yeah.
until you give me a good reason to say otherwise, I'm going to say that thing is inanimate.
Okay, it's not.
Well, I'm going to say.
Let me walk you through its story.
Sure.
So it comes to our solar system, right?
Okay.
And we're kind of bopping around the solar system. We can get to Mars. You can see these guys here.
Any explanation of what propulsion it uses?
No, it just kind of floats.
That's not. I don't think it really what floating means.
Well, it just kind of goes places. It doesn't seem to have. There's no engines on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it comes to our solar system, and it grants it triples human lifespans, and grants us all sorts of technology and innovation, and we're now able to reach out to the skies, travel around the solar system, do all sorts of great things.
You're gonna have to slow down for a bit here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said a few things. It triples our lifespans.
Yes.
Okay, first thing is, does this just mean like we get to 80, 90 years old, and then we just hang in that 80 or 90-year-old state for another couple hundred years? Is that what that means?
I think that's unlikely, because most of the people in Destiny seem to be fairly young.
Well, I mean, media bias.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be just huge amounts of retirement homes, and that's okay. But let's go back. I'd like to know a lot more about that. I mean, if a person came down and they were like 60,
yeah,
does that mean they get more youthful, or do they just hang out in 60 forever?
It means it. I don't know what it means. I mean, it tripled human lifespans.
Well, okay, so
that's all they say. There's not a whole lot of depth here.
What is it? What is the source on that?
That's this guy.
Like that guy told you that?
Yes.
Okay. Is this guy a historian? Or
Okay. Let's talk about this guy.
Okay.
This guy is the narrator of at least the early game.
Okay.
His name is the Speaker.
But he's actually a character too.
He's a hell of a character, yeah.
Okay, so he's the narrator, and he's also a character.
He's also in the game. You can. This is like you can look at him in game.
Sure. Is this like House of Cards?
And
like
talk to
he's
him.
like in the game and leans into the camera and talks to you as the audience?
Well, you're standing in front of him, so he's going to talk to you that way.
Well, no, that's not a narrator. He's just a character then.
Well, he also does like narration over other cutscenes and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so this guy is the speaker, and he can communicate with the traveler who's floating above Earth. Right?
Citation needed?
Well,
He says he can talk to
he says he can communicate with the traveler.
I continue to be skeptical.
Okay. So, and everyone else definitely says he can communicate with the traveler.
Oh, okay. So I need to take a step back.
Yeah.
This is on Earth?
This is this is the traveler hovering above Earth.
Okay.
This is the traveler hovering above Earth.
What's the year on this?
Gee, that'd be a good detail to know. Let me look that up. Destiny year. Whoop. That opened up Destiny year 3.
Good. And then the cutscene says that they're on Mars in present day, that seems like a bit optimistic.
Destiny.
Either that or a bit approximate.
Plot. Okay, I'm at that. Oh, there we go. Plot. Weird.
What's weird?
Oh, why did I? Oh, that's weird. Okay, hold on. I got into the Rise of Iron subplot area.
Good.
Okay. When the game begins, no, I don't want when the game begins. I want to know when the world begins.
6,000 years
Setting
ago.
a mythic science fiction world. The
Mythic?
setting about 700
Mythic?
years. 700 years in the future.
Okay.
Follows a prosperous period of exploration, peace, and technological advancement known as the Golden Age.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Golden Age, the traveler arrives, starts a Golden Age. All of humanity starts fanning out across the solar system, making all these civilizations on a bunch of planets.
Yeah.
And then what happens is
So So I'm looking at this. It seems like they've. How does the traveler make everything? Oh wow, it's online playing Civilization. Great. How does it make everything more prosperous in your words? Or your reckoning?
How does the traveler?
It allows us to explore. It makes us. I mean, does it make us live longer in the way that like living near a hot spring just makes us live longer? Like it gives.
Yeah, I mean, it emanates some life force.
Okay, so it's just a biological transformation due to which to me I can still imagine it's inanimate.
Okay.
How does it make us travel better?
It gives ship technology, I think, but I don't know exactly how that works. They don't go into a whole lot of detail on that.
A book gives technology.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a whole lot of detail. And in fact, when you are playing the game, you're living in this post-Golden Age world where you actually don't know a whole lot about the Golden Age because there was a period of basically the Dark Ages after the Golden Age where a lot of stuff was forgotten. And so you actually don't know a whole lot about what happened before during the Golden Age. You can recover all these sort of pieces of Golden Age stuff, but you really don't know a whole lot. The society at this point in time doesn't know a whole lot about what happened during the Golden Age.
Are we getting into what happened in the Dark Ages or what set it off, or do we know that? Or
we don't know any of that.
Wow.
But we have little scraps of knowledge about that.
Are we able to ascertain what landmass we are on?
We are on Earth.
Well, yes, but like, where is this?
Oh, so you spend a decent amount of the early game in a place called Old Russia.
Old Russia.
Old
That's
Russia.
Probably current day Russia.
Probably. But this where you're standing right here looking at the traveler, this is a thing called the Tower, which is our next episode. And the Tower, it's actually unknown where the Tower is on Earth. There's a bunch of theories. Some people think it's in Chile. Some people think it's in Nepal.
Okay.
Some people think it's in the middle of Europe somewhere. There's a lot of theories. There's mountains around it, so that's one clue. Also, other clues are this is what it looks like, and don't know what this is. This is something different. That might be the last city, but there's a lot of water around it, which is weird. And there's no mountains, so I don't think this is the same thing. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, it's in 700 years, tectonic plates shouldn't have changed very much.
Probably not. So Earth is probably about, but they could have done terraforming or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what it looks like.
Ways to figure out more. You can look at the night sky. You can look at stars. What stars you see in the sky? Have you tried doing that?
I don't know that it's that detailed. Whoop, that's the tower.
You can look at what path the sun takes through the sky. You can look at how long the day is.
Yeah, these are all good clues, but no one has figured it out.
Okay, well, let's do it here.
So this is the last city out here. This is the last city on Earth. There's no more cities except for this city.
That seems surprising. I mean, in the Dark Ages, people stopped living so densely and they spread out.
Nope.
But I mean, are there people living?
So Dark Ages, like, pretty much everyone died. Dark Ages, like, all the settlements on other worlds and all that stuff just kind of, like, fizzled out. And because the Traveler, so here's the thing, getting back to the Traveler, turns out, sure, they came to our solar system, they made all this stuff great, but they have this ancient enemy called the Darkness.
Okay.
And the Darkness is coming for the Traveler. And that creates the tension in the in the game.
Sure. I'll say in general, do people choose to build a city right under the Traveler just because you get the best substances emanating from the Traveler?
Well, no, it's more that the place the Traveler ended up, and the Traveler's wounded now, and we'll go into that in a future episode. But the place the Traveler ended up happens to be a place where, is the place where this city exists, because this city is protected by the Traveler's remaining capabilities. The Darkness can't get to this city because the Traveler's still hanging out here, even though it's wounded and can't escape.
Okay, let's take a step back.
Yeah.
The Traveler was hanging out on Mars.
Yeah.
And we go there, and then and the Traveler says, "Hey guys, I'm gonna go back to where Earth is."
Well, no, this is a long time ago.
That's today.
Yeah, this is today.
This is today.
And so then over the next 700 years, the Traveler bops all around the solar system, helps us establish a bunch of,
Oh, wait, so it's constantly mobile.
Oh, yeah, very mobile. Until the end, when it ends up until the setting of the game, where it's trapped over the last city.
So that's like its retirement home.
Well, it's wounded.
Good.
Yeah.
So do we see a lot of it moving around?
No, it doesn't move around anymore.
No,
It used to move around all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't move around anymore because now it's injured and trapped over the
what's your
last city.
source that it used to move around?
Because it goes, they talk about how it, well, again, this guy.
Yeah. What's his name again?
The speaker.
Good name.
This guy talks about how it used to, move around the solar system, helping, establishing new worlds and something. So.
Like, did they help us? Did just like, hey, hop on, guys. I'll move you around.
I don't know what mechanisms it used exactly, but it moved around the solar system enough to help us establish a presence across the whole solar system.
And does he claim that it used to be more communicative than it is now?
No. At no point did it really communicate. It's always had, I think, this sort of speaker type model where it had someone who was empowered to speak for it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I suggest we might want to take a look at this video here.
Yeah. Is there really a whole lot we wouldn't have not already gone over?
Well, this will recap some of the stuff that we just talked about.
Great.
Yeah. So this is the intro video.
I remember watching this and saying, "This is extremely well made."
Yes.
The typography is fantastic.
It's a really great start to the game.
Yeah.
Shows you all the promise it has. Okay, so they're landing on. We can actually skip some of this, but this is people landing on Mars.
Yeah.
They land. Let me skip forward a little bit. Here we go. We have some nice typography.
Expedition mode, number personnel 3.
3 personnel in expedition mode.
Video feed on channel 4. Seems to be a joint international.
It's one American, one Frenchman, and one Chinese.
Why is there one Frenchman?
I don't know. No, I don't. Those are just the 3 languages they used. But okay, so they're like, "Yep, going forward," and then they go over here, and then what do they find over the hill? They find da 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 da. Wow, this is more drawn out than I remember. Okay, da 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 da. The Traveler, and he's there, and that's cool.
It's very cool.
And it's raining all of a sudden.
Oh,
which is cool as well. There's a Destiny logo.
Yeah.
Okay, here's and you got subtitles here too. This is the speaker who's talking right now. We called it the Traveler, and its arrival changed us forever.
So you know it's the speaker because you recognize his voice?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's the narrator of the early game. Look at that, it's moving. See,
Yeah.
it's moving around.
I see it.
Great cities were built on Mars and Venus.
I mean, looking at the diameter of the Traveler, is that supposed to be like literal? The Traveler that to Mars? That's huge.
Yeah, the Traveler is very large.
Okay. I mean, does it affect gravity?
It's not. No one talks about it affecting gravity, but in theory,
Seems like an oversight.
yeah, Mercury. Here's an interesting part. Mercury became a garden world.
Okay. I mean, you need with the right atmosphere, I guess.
So just imagine Mercury,
Yeah.
gardens, everywhere.
I mean, I don't really know enough to know if the right atmosphere makes it make sense, but okay.
Is that Venus or Mercury, or Mars?
It said Mercury.
That was Mercury. But why is it next to Earth?
Well, I mean, it's just based upon the vantage of what
Maybe the Traveler moved it.
I'm sure the Traveler moved it.
Okay. So this is the Traveler now orbiting Earth here.
Are you sure it's not the moon?
Pretty sure that's the
Where's the moon then?
I don't know. Human lifespan tripled. See?
Did this game forget the moon existed?
Well, it's not rendering the moons of other, like, there's no moons here on Mars. It's definitely the Traveler. That's the Traveler
That's Mercury.
there. The Traveler's bopping around. Oh, no, wait. No, that might have been a moon.
Does Mercury have a moon?
No.
Mars has 2 moons.
Yeah. Phobos and Deimos. I think that's the Traveler moving around the solar system.
Well, it just popped in and out there.
Yeah, popping around. I don't know if it must. Maybe it pops. It doesn't move. Wait. It was. Hold on. The great cities. Mercury became a garden world, and then, as I was saying, human lifespan tripled. Right.
Yeah.
That's as evidenced by this diagram here.
What do you think is up with those 10 diamonds?
I don't know, but those show up in the main menu of the game. A bunch of patterns like this. So.
Huh.
It was a time of miracles. Here we go. Here's. Yep. Everyone's coming. Here's all our spaceships.
There's the moon.
These are all our spaceships going out.
Hey, look up.
What? Moon!
4 diamonds.
There it is. 4 diamonds on the moon.
Classic 4-diamond orb.
We stared out at the galaxy and knew that it was our destiny to walk in the light of other stars, but the Traveler had an enemy. So yeah, this is where we find out. Everyone's like, "Yep, gonna inhabit this whole solar system. Gonna be among the stars, a darkness which had hunted it for eons across the black gulfs of space."
See, I don't find...
So this is the Traveler. This is apparently... Oh, no, that's the sun.
This sounds a lot like a give a man a
There we
fish
go.
scenario. It's not really helping us grow. It's just doing stuff for us.
No, the Traveler is, I think, actually a net negative force. That's my read on the situation.
Yeah.
Because as we'll get into later, it also, as soon as it's threatened, it actually tries to escape and just leave humanity to die.
Great.
So, yeah.
But, like, we don't grow as a species. We just get stuff.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
No, it's not great. Although lifespan does triple, so that's kind of nice.
Well, it seems like we should be doing more with it then.
Centuries after our golden age began, the darkness found us. These are the tentacles of the darkness coming in here.
Yeah.
Because the Traveler, wherever the Traveler goes, it brings the darkness.
Good.
Its ancient enemy.
What?
And that was the end of everything.
I mean, it doesn't seem like the Traveler is more
But it was also a beginning.
civilized than us. It just sounds like it's more... It has more power.
Yeah, it's definitely got a lot more power.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't necessarily seem to be better than us.
I would say, if anything,
and
it
that's
seems
it.
like the fact it can't communicate is a huge blow.
Huge negative. Well, it can communicate through this guy.
Why is that a better plan? How is it possibly better to talk to one guy than to talk to everybody? Like, how could you possibly defend that is a good communication
it's not
platform?
exactly empowered to communicate here. It's floating above the Earth as a big sphere thing.
I would say there's a number of ways it can communicate. If it's so powerful, it could write messages on its own side. It could do all sorts of things to communicate. If it's really any better than us, I mean, it's like us talking to a dog. We can, like, it shouldn't be the fact that we can only talk through one dog or something, and then all the dogs in the universe need to listen to that other dog to speak to us. That'd be terribly inefficient.
I mean, that. Who knows? It definitely adds an element of mysticism. So now, it's like, if you just talk directly to it, it wouldn't be as mystic.
So is all the fashion
So
stuff,
is
is that practical, or is it just because...
This fashion?
Or is it just kind of tribal?
Well, this is, I think, like ceremonial garb for the speaker.
In 700 years this happens?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
700 years from today.
you don't see a lot of faces.
Look, he's wearing a scarf with that. Well, faces are hard to animate.
Yeah? Do they not even give a good reason why don't show faces?
Because everyone's wearing helmets.
What, like, is the atmosphere bad?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or is it confirmed it's good?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I think those are all the details on the Traveler.
So no details on what the darkness is exactly?
Well, we'll get into that.
In this app.
Not in this app. In a future app.
Okay.
Our next app is going to be the tower, so we're
Great.
going to talk about this thing I'm standing on here.
Sure.
Yeah.
I find this disappointing.
You find it disappointing?
I find the Traveler disappointing.
How so?
Just because it's not about human progress, it's about a stupid, inanimate object going around and miracles happen. That's stupid.
Well, that's what it is.
Good.
Okay, that's the big sphere,
Great.
the Traveler. We'll be back in the next episode of A Lore Full of Destiny.
Wonderful.